just ain't never experienced love themselves. So that's why it's hard for them to find it. But those who desire that love and desire that relationship, it's a good thing to at least want it and still seek it because it's nothing better than wanting to have that love.
Yeah, who don't want to feel love? Who don't want to feel like, they still have a soulmate? You know what I'm saying? Like I always, I just joke around and they say you got to be soulmates.
Yeah.
And I be saying all my soulmates must have met each other or something, honey, because they don't forget about me because I'm over here. I'm over here.
Welcome to another episode of the Ammezing Podcast. I'm your host, DJ.
And I'm your host, Chi.
All right, everybody. This is season 1, episode 9 that we in. Excited to be in season 1. It's been a really great season.
You really have.
Want to welcome you back.
Welcome back.
Okay, last episode I did a solo episode in reference to trauma. Am I right? My experience with childhood trauma and what I experienced. So, glad to have you back. Glad you're recovering.
Yes,
glad you're doing good.
Yes, I'm so glad.
Welcome back to the podcast.
I'm recovering, still ain't 100%, but I'm getting there, child. I got to still keep rocking and rolling.
Okay.
I'm making those start no show.
Keep moving and can heal up very well soon. So, man.
He is. I'm betting he is.
That part. Man, so we got our great ribbons on this month. We wear gray for May. This ribbon represents Pituitary Awareness Month.
Right.
So what you want to do is go ahead and get checked. Look for those signs and signals that doesn't sit right. Go to the doctor. If something don't sit right, something don't feel right, it's best to go to the doctor because you just never know what could be wrong. So we both experienced pituitary tumors in our life. And
we both experienced it. So we were candidates for the month.
Yeah.
So, we went through it.
Yeah, it wasn't cancerous, it's benign, but a tumor is a tumor. And it does make a check effects and changes in your life as well. So, get checked. So we wear gray for May. So shout out to everybody who's have a family member or who have personally experienced pituitary tumors. All right, with that being said, let's get this episode started. Episode 9, Finding Love Again.
We're gonna
Is it possible? We vibe, chit chat, and chill over here, but we're gonna chit chat, sip and chill tonight, talking about this topic right here. Finding love again. Is it possible?
I think it's possible. You ask yourself, is it possible to find love again? But it's just like so much going on, so much stuff don't change, times don't change, feelings of the old ways don't change, or the insight don't change on how the relationships or love nowadays is just so different. And it's like you give up, you be going to give up, be like, but that's why I ain't finding love, cause ain't not though, cause so much different. So what you got to go through now just to be in a relationship.
That's a lot.
So, but then you look at some couples or whatever, then you be like, okay, it is a possibility. I don't meet a lot of older couples now. They tell me, they just not get married. They found the person for them, and not they're the older age, like 50, 60 years old. I just met like the other day. She's 60 years old, 60 something, 60. I think she said she was 61. She had just got married. I just met one before then. She was 57.
Oh, wow.
She had just had a wedding because I had doing nails and stuff. And she had a wedding. It's like people finding love at an older age now.
Yeah.
I guess because, you don't play it and you don't do what you had to do. So now it's just, we do want to find love at your age. But now, a lot of us now just be want to have fun, enjoy life. But still, we got that old cornbread thought. Be like, okay, I'm going to find somebody that's for me. How do you feel like? You feel like it's still a possibility?
I think it's a possibility, and I've always said this as I got older, especially when I got into my 30s and going to my 40s. I'm in my mid-40s now. I would rather marry late than marry wrong. Now, there's nothing wrong if you was in a previous marriage or you've been married once or twice and it just didn't work out. Because we all have been in relationships that didn't quite work out. So I would rather marry late than marry wrong, especially when you start becoming yourself and you know who you are now. Because I can't see my 20-year-old self being in the headspace with my 40-something-year-old self. So it's a different vibe, a different day, a different time. And life experiences don't talk to lessons to teach you how to love the right way. If that's what you want, that's what you desire. Because there's some fools still out here in their 40s and 50s and 60s still acting a fool.
Oh
But
Lord, I'm talking about GD and all this type of stuff. Nigga, you 50 years old, 60 years old.
some
Get
people just don't
over
want
it.
to grow up. They just, like people just ain't never experienced love themselves. So that's why it's hard for them to find it. But those who desire that love and desire that relationship, it's a good thing to at least want it and still seek it because it's nothing better than wanting to have that love.
Yeah, who don't want to feel love? Who don't want to feel like, you still, they still have a soulmate. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like I always, I just joke around and they say you got 3 soulmates.
Yeah.
And I be saying all my soulmates must have met each other or something, honey, because they don't forget about me because I'm over here. I'm over here.
On a movie like Good Luck Chuck, as soon as he dates somebody, they end up married.
Right, you're like, oh Lord, honey, or with somebody else, like,
Right,
they did, honey. Why you didn't do that with me?
right.
So yeah,
Man,
I think it's still a possibility. A little, I don't know. I think it's a lot of it's a lot of factors play part. Is your feelings. It's your environment. I think it play a big part
yeah,
because where you stay. Yeah, that plays a big part
yeah, yeah,
because it's like you stay where everybody know everybody don't date everybody. It's just like you don't be one. You know what I'm saying? You don't be one that. You don't want your friend leftovers. You don't want somebody that you know that you don't like leftovers stuff. Just like give me somebody fresh. Like
right.
nobody don't know.
But I don't think there's no such thing about a fresh because if you get older, everybody has been in situations where they probably have been in many relationships and many encounters with other people where they had to find themselves and now they're in a place of I don't know, it's kind of hard to say because you don't want nobody who's known to be, you know, out there, being set out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you want somebody that you feel like, okay, I don't want to hear about what they did in the third grade. We'll get together.
No.
So it's just like, yeah, it depends on where you are. That's why when people move away and they find love outside of, I think it's a mystery of that person to get to know them, find out who they are, so it can really be when they can get to know you, maybe.
And then it'd be hard when you try to date long distance. It's kind of
Yeah.
hard because you don't know what they doing. They don't answer phone on Friday night. You be thinking, okay, here you go.
We talked about that in our last episode. We asked one of the episodes this season, they asked how far are you willing to travel to date? And I think you said 2 hours or an hour and a half. Is feasible for you to date?
Oh no, I think I'd go no further than just 2 hours. Like, let me think
Yeah.
than that.
2 hours.
2 hours at Atlanta, that's it.
How close is too close to date somebody?
Whew. Honey, that's
I'll take
it.
a sip on that. Could you date the neighbor?
Oh, it'd be hard. It's hard. It'd be hard. You can, but it's just, you know,
Space and
space
distance.
and distance and stuff. You be call yourself mad, honey. They standing right there, be like, oh, God. I was supposed to be seeing you. You were supposed to see me. This is my mad moment. Don't you gotta talk. He's talked me into trying to give in. No. Yeah, close can't be too close.
Yeah, sometimes it can be too close to comfort.
Real close, like
Mm-hmm.
you be driving, trying to look me way. but I mean, I think it's all about it's all about the time and effort each person
Yeah.
put in. I think the one of the hardest things is that you just got to keep relearning people all over again. So I think that let me see. My opinion on something is that like a lot of people be in relationships, right? So a lot of people be in relationships. And okay, we're gonna say it like this: 50% of people be in relationships.
Okay.
Me myself me myself personally, I think out of that 50%, 35% of those don't really want to be in that relationship. I think it's just because that they don't got so used to each other in and out. They know this person in and out. They know they toxicities. They know they toxic, so that person and that person don't toxic to them, and they know like basically everything because they be with this person for so
Oh
long.
yeah.
So at this point, they don't got so used to being with that person and settling for what that person give them. That's why they choose not to move on or try to find somebody else because they think about the work and effort they got to do to try to learn somebody else all over again Well, when they got this guy or this girl and they know this person they treating right, but it's just they don't got
Comfortable.
comfortable.
Yeah, that's the word I
You
can
know what
say.
I'm
They done got
saying?
really comfortable.
When you get real comfortable, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't like change.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Change
It's
don't be good to
uncomfortable.
them. It's very big change is uncomfortable to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like be like, shoot, I ain't said that John. I'm gonna put up with this girl.
Yeah.
I ain't said I'm gonna put up with this guy. And he'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? Get
Mm-hmm.
support. You start saying he'll be all right. It's that shit don't
Right.
ill that time.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
Or maybe you feel like nobody else is gonna love them the way that you love them.
yeah. And see a lot of times they think that that battle that that person dealing with them, they think that is love. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
They think that love. Oh, he love me, but he kind, oh, she love me, but you know what I'm saying? She call you by his name, or he call you by his name, B's and
Mm-hmm.
H's and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And they feel like that's love. They feel like they're showing them that he care for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's that. Look, I hear a couple girls say, "Oh, that's the way he talk. That's the way he do." But I'm not saying him. I don't been in that situation before,
Yeah,
so it's
they
just like,
accept and tolerate that
yeah,
behavior.
you set to tolerate their behavior because it's fact you actually think this person is really into you. This is, the time that y'all talking, like you start thinking like, okay, we been talking this long, 6 months, 7 months, a month, a year. Excuse me. You know what? You know, if he didn't want me, he won't be here. Or if she didn't want me,
Mm-hmm.
she won't be here. She would have been little,
Yeah.
or he would have been little, or he would have been cheated, or she would have been cheated. At the end of the day, that person probably doing it, but they using you as a safety zone, a safety
Mm-hmm.
net.
Mm-hmm.
They want to do their dirt, but they need you as a safety net in
Mm-hmm.
case that right now don't work out, or the time of the essence don't end it on that.
Mm-hmm.
So now they can come back home. Oh, I already got somewhere to go. You know what I'm saying? They come
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
home, or what I'm saying, even if you have broken up with someone, and that person, you have the ones that always go try to keep in touch. They keep
Mm-hmm.
it in touch just to see if they still got that place in
The
your
safety
heart.
net for
They got
them.
a safety there for them. So if that don't work out with old boy, old girl, and like, shoot, I already been talking to them, so I already know I can
Mm-hmm.
ease
Plan
myself back
B.
in now.
Yeah.
Plan B. They plan B really be they plan A, but they still want to stay at plan C, just because
Right.
they want to play around. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be careful nowadays, and yeah, you have to be careful nowadays just to protect yourself, protect
That's
your
true.
heart, protect your feelings.
Right. Because we are in a total different time. It's not like when grandmama and granddaddies were together. When our grandparents were together, when the grandfather would cheat, he would have a whole
Sure,
nother family on the other side of town,
sure.
but he still was able to come back home to his wife and kids. But he have another set of wife and girlfriend and kids on the other side of town.
Mm-hmm.
So the grandmas tolerated that because the granddaddies were the breadwinner. They paid all the bills. They made sure the family was comfortable. So it was tolerable then versus now. More people are independent and they got their own set of minds where they're not relying on that.
I still try to figure out this. Bro, we try to figure out. Back then, grandma, granddad, they had about 14, 15 kids.
Mm-hmm.
But you didn't see grandma walk around no days, dudes, no hospital, honey, breast showing and everything,
No.
honey. Grandma, got down, honey. She had a whole dress on with
SES
stockings.
was more private.
Yeah, it's more private.
Yeah.
It's just like now, it's just like it's not private, it's so easy to access. Everything's like, it just be so crazy. Like you be sitting there trying to watch a movie with your nieces there, or with your daughter, your kid. And you sit here, they say, you're like, okay, guys, heard this.
Yeah.
Okay, like, hold up. It's like they'll start pushing a lot of stuff out there now to, say for it to be out in the world.
Yeah.
When a lot of stuff, like when they used to cuss about us, they start kissing, we're going to say, go back there to the room.
Right, we had to close our eyes on the movie.
Right, go back there to the room. Come on back up now. It's like now, it's just like,
It's exposed to younger kids.
even you get on social media, what you see, just exposure of stuff. It's just so scary because you looking at your like I be looking at my little nieces, they be like, Lord, you know what I'm saying? Please just cover
Right,
them.
yeah.
Just cover them the best way you can.
Because they don't tell them what their life going to be within 10 years when they're becoming 18, 19 years old. Like, a lot of dudes are, especially, they call them YNs now. So, YNs. You never heard that term, YNs? Young ninjas.
Oh.
So,
yeah.
they be wilding now. And these girls, too, they wilding now. It's like, everything is hyper echelonized, and it's like instant assets now.
But it's like, why you gotta feel like that? I know even when I was skinny, I still wanted clothes on. It's just like, be like, why we gotta show our body parts like that to get attention
It needs self validation.
when that's what it is.
That's what validates their confidence and make them feel like, especially the
It
role
ain't nothing
models when
wrong
you
with
got
looking sexy now.
with the rappers, female rappers that are out now, they just putting it out there. Male rappers, they, 9 10, no shirt on. So it's what we see now. It's what they try to grow it to be now.
Yeah, they try to copy what they see.
Right. Yeah.
And you had a rap music saying, I got this B, I got this B, and they all on top
Oh,
of me
they
and stuff
find
like that.
polygamy relationships now.
Oh,
Yeah, so they don't mind dating one person,
I
mind
just
him
felt like
having
the other day, the
having
girl, she brought her
two.
girlfriend and they were like, they gotta go meet up with the boyfriend later.
Right.
And I just like,
And that's just a new thing now, but it just STDs are such at a high rate right now. Like who want to risk it? But it's to each his own. No judgment. It's to each his own.
get yourself
Desire
straight.
that. Yeah. But it makes it
They ain't
harder
gonna
for people
tell
who desire a relationship and desire marriage because it's not morally everybody don't want people's leftovers.
Would you feel offended if you start dating someone and they tell you to go get a test?
No, not at all. Because I know me, I know my body, I know what I've done and who I've been with. So it's kind of like I wouldn't be offended at all.
I don't think that you should get mad. You should be like, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
confidently. If I know I ain't got nothing to hide, why? I mean, I wouldn't be offended about it. And it's best to get tested now.
But you have people out here they like to give these STD stuff out to the people. To the people.
Intentionally, they give it out to them intentionally, so that the person be locked and stayed with them.
The girl bragged the other day about how she like giving their STDs to married.
And people get locked up and stuff for that. You can go to jail for that. That's crazy. But it makes dating so much harder because, like I say, you don't want nobody else's leftovers. You don't want something that somebody done been
it's
with.
It's the subject to me. Like sometimes, like I know when I was trying to date again, and you trying to conversate with people, it's like, is y'all in the same? Y'all went to the same class, the same? Why you just said what he just said? Why he just said what you just said?
Like rehearsed lines, right?
Like these rehearsed lines, like this is the best. And is these girls actually falling for this? Like I'm sitting back listening, like they sound real going.
The girls fall for it now.
And I be sitting back like,
pay
is that
it? You got them.
Like, is that it? Hey, nah. Can't come to you for well. Come to you where? Where you you at? Okay, we can meet at the park. Honey, you somebody coming to my house. Why you want to go to my house? I said, you don't know me from Candy Paint. Where? Oh, we can just
get to know you.
We can get to know me over the phone. Well, we can meet at a park or something. You get to know me. You don't have to come to my house.
This is not 1980s no more. Nobody really meet like that. They want to FaceTime. They want to meet you in person. They feel like they got to connect with you by coming to your personal space now.
But why? You don't have to.
They can look around and say, "Wow, she got it going on. She got this." That's why they spend the night and they never go home.
You gonna get your somebody here clearly. You ain't finna spend like try to stay 4-5 days. You see they get their little.
That's why they get mail and stuff coming down.
Rerouting. Honey. Put a note in the mailbox. No, do not stay here, honey. Like, whose name is this? Who is this?
You find one little bag coming in, 2 bags coming in. For they got a whole row of shoes just lined up against the wall.
Oh, this. I was asleep. You don't never see that bag.
Try to ease it in, man. My problem is I don't make myself available enough, and I think because I work so much where I don't even make time for that. So it's like you got to make time if you want to find that date. And I'm teaching myself that.
They use their career and their job to block that.
I do, and I've done that for years. I mean, years and years, because that's my comfort zone. And if I meet somebody, it got to be some type of emotional connection. Because I'm secure me first. That's my goal right there, secure me. And then the dating part is like an addition to the life where if you want to either add to it or subtract to it, But I date people who already got trauma and drama in their life, and they bring that to the table, and you have to navigate around that. Is that something that's supposed to be taken on now, depending on, how much you're willing to put up with? You got to take a sip on that, huh? I've been out of the game for a minute, so you probably be more experienced with stuff like that,
No, like, when I'm, come say with somebody that knows like the trauma stuff, I just tell them they need to deal with it before you can just try to bring somebody else in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't deal with it, before you bring somebody else in your life, you gonna have that on that person, and it's just like in some way words you gonna be blaming them for your trauma that you haven't even solved before you brought them in
Mm-hmm.
your life.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's gonna be a back and forth thing, and you just trying to, you know, you trying to figure it out, but you want this person to help you figure out something that they walked in on.
Right, and you
So
got
how can they help you, and how can they be there for you when you really haven't figured out what is the root cause of this anyway?
mm,
I'd rather try to be with somebody. If you got trauma, then like we all we all got trauma. We all got things that we don't been through. But at the same time, it's the fact of how you deal with it,
yeah.
how you tackle this on to
Mm-hmm.
make your life better.
Yep.
Like so, me, I date, but it's like after I date, and you go through heartbreaks and stuff. It's just like me myself personally, I have to regroup myself. So I
What's
get
the
my
process for you when you regroup? Because everybody grieve different from heartbreaks, and everybody recuperate quickly. Some people take
so
30 days, 60 days, 90 days,
so
sometimes the next day, next week.
mm-mm.
you know.
So when I go through like a breakup or something, I come you daily or
Yeah, it's
whatever.
good to have that resource to
Yeah,
reach
so
out to.
first thing it's good to have somebody
Yeah.
that you can talk to, and somebody that is actually will actually listen at you, even though they're probably tired of hearing it, but they know that you need to get it
It's
off
good
your
to get out your
chest.
system. Yeah.
Yes. So it's just like, you talk about it to get it out, to tell how you feel. Like you cry and all this type of stuff, which we
Mm-hmm.
all have. There's no shame. Like I have cried, just try, like bro, I just don't feel. I just don't know what, like whether why mess over a woman who got they stuck together, got their own house, no kids. I'm gonna be like, don't you? I'm just ready to just have fun. And, you be like, sis, just take it as it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they wasn't meant for you anyway.
Right.
So you be stuck there trying to think, well, they were meant for me because you said, but then instead of you still feel that,
Yeah,
like
like a
it
heat,
hit
like
you,
a sense of
like I
betrayal.
didn't see this coming. Like
Betrayal.
after
Yeah.
all this we all done been through, this whole time that we don't been trying to hold each other down, or I've been trying to, like, why me? You be asking yourself, why me? You start questioning yourself about
Mm-hmm.
everything,
Mm.
your looks, your ways, your thought
But
process.
it's so funny that you try to put yourself in this category and try to second guess your livelihood for this one person who
Yeah,
didn't deserve you in the first place. When it's a whole world out there who can accept you and love you,
for who
when you
you
can
is.
just take that chance and take chance, and somebody can love you for who you are.
You know, I could let me be able to take my wig off, Brian. You and you still love me like you did when I had
Right,
that wig on
right,
yesterday.
right,
Oh, my legs swell up, come rub on my leg.
right.
Just let me know, babe. I'm still here with you. Let me go ahead and help you get your leg down,
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Yeah, that's
But that's the type,
unconditional love.
that's that type of stuff I like because why could you think about it? I mean, I'm gonna go back to, but if you think about it, so you want a Betty Boo every day, to show off and be with where you can look good. But when y'all get old, then what?
Right.
That's saying, Betty Boo, honey, what you gonna be cooking grilled cheese sandwiches? Like you know what I'm saying? What you
Or they
gonna
got to
do?
live up to a certain standard to
Why
keep
you want
themselves
me at the
going.
standard? This is another thing. Why do you want me at the standard when you don't even have your shit together?
Oh, yeah.
How can you put me at the standard when you catch a ride? You put me at the standard when you barely making ends meet.
It's a fantasy they're trying to fulfill for
When you
themselves.
put me at the standard when you don't even have your own house. You put me at the standard where you don't even have no job and you don't even go fill out the food stamps or something. Get free something. You know what I'm saying? So how can these broke people
Ninjas.
in wise white ends we want to put people at a standard when they don't even have they stuff together. They try to put you at a standard when they ride around their homeboy because they on the person's side. Or they, you know what I'm saying? Or they in their girl car speeding off, screaming, doing wheelies and all this type of stuff. But you gonna put me at a standard of, oh, you don't like me because of what now? I'm not understanding. Or you don't think I'm good enough because of what now? When you barely making it.
Yeah.
Like you probably make it.
It'd be a waste of time. It just don't even be worth
Nigga
it.
diamond and just for outfit or
You
something.
have to get somebody that's gonna give you conditional, not conditional love, but unconditional love. Because there's a difference between conditional love and unconditional love. Conditional love comes with terms and conditions. You got to meet this criteria in order for them to stay with you. You got to do this for them in order for them to be with you. You have to do all this kind of stuff to just make them stay with you. And you really got to turn their damn somersaults just to keep them around. But unconditional love is somebody who gonna, like you say, love you with your lashes off, your wig off. They're gonna love you if you got water weight, you lose weight, you gain weight. They're gonna rub your feet. That's gonna love every inch of you. That's going to change your diaper when you get old enough. That's unconditional love right there. So that's the one that, and a lot of people don't look for unconditional love because they feel like they'll never find it because they feel like it's just been the nature of their life. They give up. Yep. And they check out. Yep. They forget their worth. That's the key word.
They forget their worth. Because I remember I forgot my worth.
We all have been there before. When you second guess your worth. Yeah. Like maybe if I do this or maybe if I do that.
That's how I learned, like, when I get out of relationship and stuff, that what works for me is that, because I had tried, like, to try to go ahead and talk to somebody else, but it's still that be fear, right? Because it's just like, I know how I feel on the inside, and I know I'm really using you as a rebound to try to get over it, but everybody different. Me, it's just like, I don't want to use nobody as no rebound, because I don't want to get used as a rebound.
Right.
So I give myself time.
Yeah.
I give myself months. I mean, at least 3 months.
Yeah, depending on
try to get out there. They give probably longer than a day. Just how I feel and how I feel that how I needed to process this last situation that I was in.
It'll be a learning experience.
So I needed to process this time a little longer than I did last time because of the things that transpired within that time. So I give myself at least 3 months to try to regroup myself because I won't get lost.
Right.
To try to show my love for somebody else or show somebody else that I could love them the way they need to be loved.
Yeah.
But some people fall in love quicker than others. And and you have people that just don't being hurt so much that they put this wall up.
Hurt people. And they don't know how to love properly, and they bring old baggage and old habits into a new relationship, and you can't thrive that way.
Like I told my friend, like, you got to give me a chance to show who I am. You cannot compare me to your last 2 relationships.
With no pressure.
Because of how they did you stuff. I wasn't there.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
Right.
So how can you lay out a white carpet for me to walk in when you already got building blocks right there because I can't walk? How can I walk straight in this when you got stuff around in the aisle for me and I can't,
Well, I can't say as a man, I'm telling you, as a man, and they say men don't love as hard as women. I think men can love as equally as hard as women, but when they've been through things and they see certain things that they've been through life, I think it's to the point where they put up this wall because they want to see, they don't feel like there's nothing else better out there, but once they find something, they start seeing little hints of qualities that this person can change about them and bring to the table, their walls start to slowly come down, and they have to have that victimization role in a way because they got this wall up. So that victimization role and that wall stays up until they find that safe haven where they can be comfortable enough to let that excess stuff go that they have been to in the past. Because that's the experience, and we can't take from that experience.
No,
we just understand it.
I just tell her pretty like straight up, like I know what I'm worth. Yeah. So you just like you just need to deal with that. I don't know how you want to deal with it. Where you want me to stay in your world, you need to deal with that because I'm not going to be the one to take the heat from what you deal with. Where at the end of the day, my thought process now, day and age now, how I think is, okay, you want to deal with it, you going to deal with it, or you don't want to deal with it. But get what? I don't have to deal with it.
Right. As we get older, our tolerance level is like...
It's easier now for me to walk away.
Back then. Yes, Lord.
It's real easy for me to walk away because sometimes I be waiting on day, where you go miss, whatever the world going to dry, or, I'm just going to walk away. Bye. Let me know if you decide to come back. I'll be here, but if not, then oh well.
You won't be waiting on me either.
Toodles.
Right.
My lips is real low, not child. So if you talking about walk away from me, you want me for you to stay away. If it's that easy for you to go. Bye. I'm not for the beg, plead, sympathize for how you feeling for the moment to make me try to feel bad, and then you threatening to leave me. Go.
Yeah.
Go, because I'm not fit to be holding on to your shirt. Oh, baby, please don't go. Please don't go. Don't let the way fool you, baby child. Believe me, honey. That joke just do not fly with me no more. Like,
It don't. Because I do find you can do bad by yourself. and you could do
Oh,
just
you
as worse,
can.
and you don't really need the extra stuff, and it's not called for. It's
I
not
don't
even
got so
worth it.
used to not. I'm so. Ooh.
It's not
Oh,
worth
it
it
just like
anymore.
when I had just when I let the extra stuff go. Child waking up, and I'm like, dog, I ain't got nothing to do today. Oh, I ain't got nothing. But oh, I ain't got no extra stuff. You get, you start to get so, especially if you've been in a relationship like that, you get so used to ripping around, just
Trying to
going,
be
going, going,
supportive in the
just trying to be
relationship.
supportive in the relationship. So when you let stuff go, it's just like a big old. I never forget the last one. It's like a big old chunk mountain just came off my body, and I woke up, honey. I woke up like, and I'm like, what time is it? 11 o'clock. Well, I'm still in the bed. I don't got no sleep, no bags, no nothing. Like, feel good. Then the
Yeah.
days start rolling by, and you just that getting that taste of being free. Not the answer, you got to worry about nobody cussing, nobody in their feelings all the time. You just get used to that. Then you be like, boy, that joy. I don't need all the extra. They feel good just like this.
Man.
But people are realizing, like they say, you know, okay, I'm gonna tell you something. Let me take a sip. Mm. I seen this couple, pretty guy, pretty girl. She, it's just like she had to have her hold herself to a standard. When she was talk, he speak to her, she got to talk. The other day, they are not communicating. He just
Mm-hmm.
basically like you look at that, he basically saying with his body language, just sit there and be pretty, and
Mm-hmm.
don't say nothing else.
Oh wow.
Then I had this other couple walk in. It's so crazy. It was out of one day. This other couple walk in, a man and a woman, older. They didn't look up to par, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
side weed, honey, side
Mm-hmm.
lace weed, honey,
Mm-hmm.
leg, honey, get
Mm-hmm.
little fake Jordans and stuff, but they
Right.
dressed up nice. But, you know, then they told me how long they had been in a relationship, me
Mm-hmm.
talking to them and stuff. Been in a relationship together 30 something, 40
Oh
something
wow.
years. Saying then you look back at this, the pretty couple, you already see they probably ain't gonna make it for the next 3 years or the next year or so
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of the standards he holding her.
Mm-hmm. It's a
But when I look
situation.
at this couple and this couple, it's just like, you look at okay, you got the pretty ones, then you got the ones that ain't, up to par.
Right.
But they're more happy.
That's the unconditional love. That's the unconditional
They're
love.
happier
Yeah.
than them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Of
saying?
course.
I'm looking at I'd rather be over there.
You can tell the unconditional versus the
I'm
conditional
talking
love.
about when she was getting up, he was there. Honey, put her shoes on, let the arm up, hit her eye. She didn't have to really lift her muscle because he had her.
Mm-hmm.
Then like I said, like one couple I seen, a man and a woman, she was kind of blind. But it's at the end of the day, I mean, you could tell he treat that lady
That's
like a
pure
straight
love. That's
queen.
pure love. That's a
Co-
relationship versus the
Compared
other
to this
couple.
one right here,
That's a situationship they're in because all she gotta do is just sit
woo,
pretty. So
the
people
situation.
confuse relationships with
She sure had to pull out
situationships.
that. She sure had to open that
Situationships are
wallet.
really strong right now because
Oof, child, I don't be lying.
situationships are very strong right now, and they don't.
I don't
And,
be
they,
doing
and so they're
situation.
so used to it now. It feels like a relationship, but deep down inside, it's not really a relationship. It's a situationship. You're in this situation where you want better, you deserve better, but you just not too
You just
keen
said,
on moving on because you just stuck right now because you're trying to see which way it's gonna go.
yeah, is
Is
he
it gonna
gonna
work out for
change or
me?
is he gonna,
Mm-hmm.
he been with me this long, like he
Mm-hmm.
loved me, he liked me for me.
Right.
If you tell yourself he liked
And
me for me,
there are signs there. You can peep the signs, and sometimes you
it's just
just
a norm, honey. Just thank
be
you.
ignoring the signs because they be there.
He don't see the forehead child
Mm,
around
mm,
her,
mm,
just
mm.
be ignoring the sign, be like,
Yeah.
what is you doing? And
Yeah.
then you lay in the bed at night, like, I don't want to do this no more.
Yep.
But you still put up with it. But the next day, they pop in your mind. Like I've been in more times, I was like, I know what tomorrow. Let's eat. I ain't finished this bucket job. You try to have an attitude, cut a pop out, but you do some. Then that be the time they want to do the most. Be like, you cook for me? What? See, they throw you game off.
Because they already mentally know they can
They
feel that
feel
heat.
the
They
energy.
feel the energy. They feel like I got to show myself and prove myself. They try to make it last one more day because a lot of times, like I said this in another episode, that a lot of people ain't looking for love. They're looking for shelter. They're looking for opportunity. So a lot of people feel like if I can't make this work, then I ain't gonna have nowhere else to go. So I got to make this work. Meanwhile, you already established, you got the household, you providing the lights, the water, the roof, and everything. Now I've never been in that situation before, but I had to be in that situation. But there are many people out there that's in that situation where they got somebody stand with them right now, and they feel like that, you know, that person they with, they have nowhere else to go, so they got to make it work because they got to put it on the facade, like, you know. this is my baby. I love them, but deep down inside, they just cheating, texting other people.
They really don't want to be
They
with
really
you.
want to be with you. They really
They want to be with your
despise you.
house.
They want to be at
with
your house. They like the benefits of being there, but they don't really like you. They don't. Matter of fact, they don't even love you. They just like you.
It's just like
too.
you're more happier when I'm not here than when I am.
Right. Freedom. That's what they get. All this freedom. Man. But I think I do believe in love. I'm a hopeless romantic. I know you've said in the past that you're a hopeless romantic. Yeah. And I think it's time. I watch my uncles and aunts like, man, I'm telling you, we have an uncle and aunt right now that has been married for 60 years. 60 years. Our grandparents were married for 60-something years until our granddaddy passed away. They were married for a long time. Our uncles married for a long time. We have aunts and uncles that have been in 2 or 3 marriages, that until they find out. We got a sibling who's been in 2 marriages. So it's just like sometimes you got to hit the restart button, but it's just like you just never know what those people went through that's been married for those long years, what they had to endure to make that relationship last.
Hitting the restart button is not a bad thing at all.
It's not. It's not at all. And I don't mind hitting that button when we said if I had to give it a chance, if it's worth fighting for. If it's worth fighting for. Now, dating in my 40s versus dating in my 30s and 20s, I'm a totally different person. My mindset different. I'm more of let's achieve, let's dream, let's get it, versus let's go here, there, and let's live it up like tomorrow my last day because, I'm the type of person, I can sit in my living room with my significant other and vibe and chill and sip wine and have just a good time than being in a nightclub. And, it's just such a vibe because we had an uncle and aunt like that. They vibe was just so tight. They just turn on music, get their alcohol, and they just in tune with each other in the living room dancing. That's the kind of vibe I like right now.
Listening to
music. They go places and travel. Like
I do. I just sit outside. We sit outside. We chill. Like just sit there, look at the cars go by, listen to some music, just talk. And it's just like I rather do that.
Each other's company.
Like I rather do that to go out to a club now. You know what I'm saying? I rather just do that.
That's more soothing than that.
Yeah, you sitting there, y'all just vibing and chilling, and you learning more about that person. Even if it be times, you have a pause moment. Like nobody don't say nothing.
Right, that's fine. Everybody's just chilling.
I know, you know what I'm saying? You have that pause where nobody don't say nothing, but you still entwined with that person. So yeah. So I
and that person, it's good to have a conversation where they're not making it all about them all the time. You ever been in a situation when you talk to somebody, they're making it all about them.
Trying to tell them they're probably like, "Ah, man, head hurt." Well, shoot, man, I ain't hurt my back. Like they beat me to it. Like, that's why I started this off, John. You should have been told me that. We sat here 10 minutes before you even said before I even said it.
The you telling their problems before you can tell it to them. You can't tell them how your day went.
It's like they come in competition with you. Yeah, my finger got cut off. What in the world? Just because I stumped my toe, your whole finger got cut off. Okay, come on now. Stop making it all about you. It's not about you.
But dating can be fun. It's what you make of it. Now a lot of people date. Now I date to find long-term relationship. A lot of people I have friends that date to have fun because it's fun getting to know different people. That's their social butterfly life. I'm not a social butterfly. I'm an introverted extrovert. So I date to marry. I date for long-term relationship versus I have friends who don't mind dating. Like they go on date this week with somebody, next week they're going to be on date with somebody else. And that keep them energized, they keep them going, to keep their curiosity clock going. I'm not like that. That's just too much energy for me to be invite that spirit in my own space.
I did it one time. We'll date we get one person, then we'll date the other we get another person. And it's just like, they start calling. And it's just like, I started getting confused over who is who, okay?
Oh, see?
And then it's just like, you have to sit there and ask questions about to try to make sure you know, it's a lot. It's like, I can't do that.
What if a person that's married? Would you, not saying that you're a homewrecker or anybody's homewrecker. A lot of people are comfortable dating people that's already married or married on the verge of divorce, but the papers haven't been signed. Or the papers ain't never been talked about being signed. They just separated because...
Me, myself, personally, let me tell you something. I cannot do it because, let me tell you. So, I was working somewhere and the guy asked me on a date. I didn't know he was married. I didn't know they was, they still, they was in the midst of getting divorced or separated, whatever. At the end of the day, he was still married. I didn't know this.
Right.
So, we conversated whatever, but, it didn't really come up because I ain't really think too deep into it. Like, okay, we just go on the date.
Questions.
He just asked me on a date because he was like, I want to get to know you. Can I take you out? I'm like, okay, sure. Like, what you want to say? That's when I was going to ask the right questions or whatever, or the
Right.
date or whatever. Next thing I know, honey, my car ain't never got towed, especially the spot it was in. Like, how? I was saying my doggone car got towed. Then that's when I found out, like, oh, he married. Like, I didn't sleep with him or nothing. We
Right.
just went
You
on this
just went on a
date.
date. Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Waffle House date. He got
Wow.
that whole car towed. I had to pay $100 to give a car. So when he called, we started talking. Bye. Okay, reverse. Look, sorry, bye. Like a little vampire. Shh. Get away, honey. I don't
So
want to
you
talk to
feel
you.
like by you unknowingly going on this date with this married man that you didn't know that he was married, that you knew nothing about the situation he was in, you felt like that was your karma for going on.
I feel like me myself personally, child, cause how my karma become child. I be trying to keep her at the minimum. Like she hit the same day, next day, 24 hours. Child, it's like dog, like you wait around to call it man. Like, I feel like
Can,
that was about
can
karma.
you date somebody who's already been married, that's divorced, and they starting a new life?
Yeah, I can do that.
Even though you've never been married, you can date somebody that's
Yeah,
already married.
I'd be
Yeah.
willing to. I'd be willing to date
Yeah.
somebody because they just find out, hey, that wasn't for them.
Mm-hmm.
They tried. At least I know they tried to
Do
make
you
that
feel like
person.
you'd be robbed from the experience or experiencing that first, if by you being never been married, do you feel like you'll be robbed for the opportunity for y'all to share that first experience together, or
No,
no?
I just feel like like I said, I just feel like at least I know that when they think they find somebody, they trying to make them date
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You married to make that person your
I used to
forever.
always I want my first marriage to be my only marriage, but people go through stuff like it's people who marry early in life when they was in their early 20s. That's 20 years later now their children are grown out the house. They have grandkids now, and they're looking for love and looking to start over and have fun life. I think it's possible, to enjoy that and share that journey with someone that that can share
Cause
that
you
with you.
can't help. Well, I mean, at
To
the
help
end of
other
the day,
people being
you
through.
can't help with the other
You
person
got to
that
ask the
did
right questions these days too.
before them. You
Are
sure
you,
do.
are you married? Do you have another family? How many
Okay.
kids you got?
Well, I know as you married, you said no. As you divorced, you said yes. No, you got to answer the right question. Is the paper signed? Is it sealed? Is it delivered? Okay. Cause they be like, oh, he killed each other. They be like, oh yeah. Oh, who you stay with? I stay with my baby mama, but we ain't together. But we just stay together.
You said
Oh,
in the other episode, yeah, you said in the episode, then you find robes and toothbrushes in the background. It's like,
how y'all not together?
yeah, right,
I mean, times ain't that hard. Okay, just
right. It is.
I'd rather you go stay with your mom than stay with your girl.
Right, right. Can you date a man that's in their 30s and 40s that still live home with their parents or live home, that still stay at home?
That just depends.
The situation?
I think I can. Because you never know what their situation they be. They
Mm-hmm.
probably had their stuff together and lost everything and
Yeah,
have started over.
yeah.
Or they did something now and they starting over. But if a nigga just there, excuse me, but if a person just there, my bad, and they just want to see that their mama has to play the game all day and not trying to we got a big old problem now. Like, honey, child, you said they playing Street Fighter, honey. Why you ain't in these streets trying to get some money? Okay. Fight. You playing Street Fighter. How about you fight in these streets to go grind to get some real money? Honey, I had to got try to tell you, child. I don't lie, child. Every time I ask her, I say, "What you doing?" Oh, I'm shooting at the high shit. And I used to one way, like, I like, dog, you always at the high. Like, you working stuff? You be like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you like, you claim that you work at night or whatever, but he should be like, you don't really answer. So, son, then when I call you, every time I call you, you on the game. Then you turn
That's
around
his
and
pastime.
then you turn around and ask me, do I got a vehicle? I don't.
Not at all. Wow.
So if you
Man.
at your mama house playing the game all day and not out there trying to grind to be a man
Yeah.
and have your own, then that's a
Yeah.
problem. And I don't feel like that asking for too much.
No, I'm glad you're saying that because everybody have different things that they tolerate, different things that they want. So when it comes to it, it's kind of like, like you said, dating people, how you feel with the criteria of your dating circle. Everybody don't think like that, but a lot of people willing to settle for less in order to get what they need to get. And some people have this standards where I'm not inviting that into my life because this is where I am, this is how I am right now.
Because, the person have a thought be like, well, it just look like they're going to be the best I can get. So let me just Man, that don't be the case. Like,
Yeah.
you just, a lot of people like to say, just don't look, just don't try to look.
That's
But
it.
it
Don't
feel
even
like,
look.
it
Just
just
let it
don't
come
feel
to you
like,
naturally.
yeah, it just don't feel like, but it's hard for it to come to you naturally. You don't go nowhere.
If you don't go nowhere, that's me right there. I don't go anywhere enough to experience that, which is, I mean, I think it's gonna come one day, but I'm just like, I'm open to whatever. Like I say, I'm Demi, so I love who loves me. So it's just how I go. I'm open to it.
Yeah.
So one thing about
But
dating,
different things happen like trying to date, but you just got to go with the flow.
go with the flow.
Like nowadays, you just really do have to go with the flow.
Yeah, just don't expect nothing. Just
yeah, don't try to think too much into it.
keep your guard up, but don't expect nothing. Just look for what you really want to put away and discuss it on the front line. If it worked for you, it works. If it don't, address it. And if they can't get with it, then
Get lost.
get lost. That's it. That's
Get
it.
rid of or get lost, baby.
That's it. Well, we thank you guys for tuning in
Thank
to
you.
another episode, season 9 of the Ammezing Podcast. You can look us up on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Check us out, follow us, subscribe to the channel, share the channel, man. Also, come visit us at Ammezing VIP Body Care Services located at 100A West Jefferson Street in Americus, Georgia 31709. And we look forward to seeing y'all on another episode. And I'm your host, DJ.
And I'm Chi Chi.
So just stay amazing. Peace.